a big vulva, right? Like just a big woman's vagina. So,
Oh, wow.
so I was like, you're walking into the mother dome, people, right? And yeah, so I walked in and I immediately heard, get up off your ass and do the work with women. And I was like, I don't know what you're exactly wanting me to do, and I'm totally listening.
Wow.
So I came back. I had a great time, an amazing experience at that event. And then I came home, and a couple days later, was sitting with the next day I was sitting with a girlfriend, and I said, I got it. I'm going to start a women's group out of my living room. And we're going to talk about, what it means to be a woman, what it means to be confident, what it means to connect to our sensuality, which is not our sexuality, right? And to really feel good in our skin. And that was the genesis of the business that I now have. And so that was the transition. And I was knowing that there was something that was growing outside of just feng shui, because feng shui is super, super powerful. Mm-hmm. And I knew that there was a cap on, what I could do in terms of really making an impact for people's lives. And I was seeing people have these shifts, but they weren't making like the inner shift. So the work I do now, sometimes I'll call it the inner shui, right? But as you know, I refer to it as the MOJO. So ever since 2009, we're going into our 7th year, I guess, has been helping women reclaim their confidence, feel great in their skin, and live a turned on life, right? The subtitle of the book, as you said.
I know, the book.
The book!
And so I can totally relate to that, because as someone who is a decorator and someone who's been busy working and someone who's been incorporating feng shui, but really not allowing myself to nurture my inner shui, as you say. And so that is really kind of my goal as well, is to help other women in a different way from you, because I'm more environmental, I guess. But just for myself, personally, that's been recently at the top of my list, is to take care of myself. And that reminds me, just again, I think the other day when we were talking, I think you stood up and said, be, do, have, and it meant something different to me that day than it really ever has, because that's at the forefront for me, is about me being really the person that I need to be. And that's why I think your book is so great for women, because there's a lot of women who are just so busy worrying about everybody else.
Yeah.
That's kind of our shtick.
Yeah. Yeah. We are definitely wired and groomed to take care of everybody else. It's an outdated model, right? And so it's very much time for women to take care of number one. I mean, I love Oprah, right? I appreciate her because she really has been on this train and pushing and supporting, I shouldn't say pushing, but really supporting this message and this lifestyle of like, me first. That's one of the reasons I call the book. I mean, the book is kind of a fun play on words, right? But it's find your me spot. Like you got to find me first. Because if there's no me here, and if like you don't have your me there, there's really no there, right?
So
and one of the things I always say, and what I've really learned, is wherever you are, there you are. Because I used to try and just I'm going to go travel. I'll go someplace else if I change my location, which sometimes can stimulate certain, energy within you or inspire certain things about you. But you're still the same person. Like as my girlfriend, who's a comedian, says, like, if I'm wanting to have slimmer thighs, like, if I go to Mazatlan or whatever, like my same thighs are going to get off the plane with me that got on the plane with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, I mean, so it's true. Wherever you are, there you are. So it's all about making sure that, we work on ourselves in order to be the woman that we really choose to be in this life. And that, it's like, that's going to evolve. I mean, let's just hope it evolves, right? Because, I know who I was being a number of years ago was good for that time.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's like newer things that I'm ready to do and be up to. And we have to allow ourselves to evolve. And that's never going to be comfortable.
No.
It's just not. And that's awesome. Right.
Yeah, it's good to get uncomfortable. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean it's super awesome. And when we oh, that's so sweet. I don't know who's here giving all the shout outs, but
I'm trying to see.
Thank you, who's ever here. Hello. Yeah. I'm new to the platform, so I'm learning this stuff. But
yeah.
well, what I was saying is like even in terms of when we talk about our mutual connection and feng shui, right? It's like change and evolution is never going to be comfortable, right? Because in order to have, I don't really love to say change because change and transformation are different. I'm all about evolution and transformation, right? Because transformation is where the juice is and where you really get the results. And in order for anything to transform, there has to be an alchemical, shift that occurs. So it's like, within the elements and feng shui, right? It's like fire is one of the most potent elements, and fire will transform things. Mm-hmm. And as you know, we're moving into the year of the fire monkey. So, just globally, we are up for a massive shift in energy because not only are we changing animals, which we do every year, right, in terms of the lunar calendar, but we're shifting elements. Because we're coming from 2 years of the wood element, and now we're shifting into 2 years of the fire element. Now, but that initial shift is always startling in certain ways. And it depends, like, when you're moving from like water to wood, it's not so abrupt. But man, when you move from wood to fire, right? Like that is palpable. Like we are going to feel it. It's going to be felt personally. It's going to be felt collectively. And, I think it's really important for everyone to start to get that. And again, to get that it's exciting, it's not to be feared, and it's an opportunity for transformation in whatever way people are wanting it. Right.
Yeah. And I think people are already feeling it because I was having a meeting last night where people were talking about they can feel the energy of 2016 is so different already. And of course, wood does fuel fire. So whether, if this whole year of 2015 and leading up to now, fueling our 2016, like that's how I feel anyway. I've been like just creating and building, and I feel so excited for 2016. It is going to be the transformational year for me, for my business. And personally too, now that I'm finally allowing myself to nurture my me spot.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. And that's why I'm just showing it up again. That's why I think this is so awesome, because if I can just talk about this for a little while, I love the way you do this. You do this every week. Just have one little point, try something different, and the format of this book is it's just kind of a no-brainer. It's easy. You can do this.
Yeah. I mean, I always say everything I teach and the things that I offer, it's not rocket science. It's probably stuff you might have actually heard before. But the thing that actually makes it different is the way that it's put together. Right. And again, there really are, it's like any recipe. If if we just heard what, oh gosh, come on. He was talking about the margarita recipe. It was,
who was talking about
Glenn? It was Glenn. It was Glenn Morshower.
Glenn Morshower. Yeah.
So, but it's we got to think about it. It's like if there's any recipe, right? If we're making a margarita, and we need limes and tequila, and if we're going top shelf, maybe some Grand Marnier, and right. But it's like if there's an imbalance in if we're putting like a ton of tequila in, right? Like. Maybe we're gonna find ourselves like falling over. So,
right.
you know,
Balance, yeah.
the way and the things that I teach, it's like, again, the ingredients are quite simple, excuse me, and very doable. But it's the way that you put those ingredients together that's actually going to give you such a powerful and, you know, a life filled with enthusiasm.
Yes, and I think also the way you do those actions intentionally, with the idea in mind of what you want to create. And just to say also, you mentioned that it's not rocket science. It's not like things you haven't heard before. And one of the things that I like to tell people to do to transform their lives, something so simple, it's in my free PDF, is go clean your stove. And you talk about here, like starting the fire, like just understanding everything in your environment and how it can actually just make a little shift when you think about it. And turning on all of your elements in your stove and what that means, and keeping your stove clean and what that means, because that's, you know, where abundance comes from, your food, you know, your health. And so I love that it's just really basic stuff. It's not rocket science, but it's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Your fire.
So yeah. And yeah, I know, fire starter for our year of the monkey coming up.
Tim Gillette wants to see the mojo.
Hey.
Does that mean we need to dance or something?
Oh, wait, hold on. I might have something special for Tim. Hold on. Wait a second. I meant to actually take this out. Here we go. This is for you.
There we go.
Giving you a round of applause, Tim.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Giving you a hand. Giving you a hand. That's that. And then, hold on. What do we have? And then of course we have our magic fairy wand. So if we're going to, you know, make some MOJO magic.
Yes.
So, you know, but
do you bring those in your kit when you do house calls? Just
no, I got
the mojo into you
stuff. Yeah. So
speaking of that, how do Tim worries when a woman looks down and tells me she has something for me.
He's being funny.
So when you work with your clients, do you actually work with them, like physically go visit them, or do you usually work online? Or
you know, since I've transitioned the business into mainly helping women rock their mojo, and let me just share, just so people also get that in terms of mojo, right? There's four, it's a good 4-letter word, and there are 4 pillars to what we're up to in creating mojo for women. And the M is all about our mindset, right? So it's making sure we get our head screwed on straight, really have our beliefs intact. And that's a lifelong process, right? So especially for many women who originally, you know, like myself, I had completely lost my mojo, did not have a great outlook on my own confidence, my own self-worth. It's really important that you've got to turn that thinking around. So we start with mindset. And then the O is we get to what I call the oracle. And that's our body and all of our power, all of our energy, you know, chi, ki, prana, whatever you might want to call it, that literally lives in our body. And for anyone who's done any martial arts, you know that your power moves come from that space right below your belly button, right? That is your power center. And so many women, I mean, this is like, sometimes the biggest journey that women take with me is from getting from just living up here to living completely embodied in their skin, feeling great about, you know, who they are and really having presence. Because to make a difference in life and to have magnetism and all of this, you have to actually be in your body, right? Otherwise, you're just walking around like sleepwalking and kind of like a robot. You're here, but you're not here. And certainly if you're here, people won't really see you.
Yeah.
So it's a lot about physical presence as well, which is about embodiment. And that's the oracle. Because I call it the oracle because our body always knows.
Yeah, it does.
It has the answers, right? I mean, it knows like what you want to eat and when you want to eat. And it just knows like who you want to sleep with and who you really don't want to sleep with, right? But a lot of times we don't listen to it.
No, so true. So true.
Yeah.
And so, it knows even more than we realize. We just have to dig in there to start looking for all of these answers.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was just sitting with my sweetie the other day, and he was like, "Should I have, you know, should I eat this or should I eat this?" Oh, we were out to brunch.
Oh, right.
And
you're gluten.
Yes, exactly. And so I looked at him and I was like, babe, ask your body. Right. And it's so funny because I mean, like we've been together 6 years. It's not like he doesn't know this about me, but and I just thought I've never really talked to him that much that way. And so he looked at me and I'm like, just ask your body. And he was, and I was like, what did it say? And he said, it was the Benedict and not the sausage thing. And I'm like, okay, there you go. And he got it and he was happy and he didn't have a stomach ache. And so it was just interesting. But the fact of the matter is our bodies always know. So it's the oracle.
Awesome.
And then, the J of Mojo is about joining with all the different roles that we play in life. Because, you and I, right, we're very clear. It's like we have our businesses. So we're entrepreneurs, that's one part. We both have significant others, so it's like there's a whole other energy and role that we play in that arena. Tim's here and I know I got my biker chick role, right? So there's, my biker chick doesn't show up like this.
No.
You know what I'm saying? She's fun, but she's a bit more badass, right?
Yeah.
So we have all these different aspects to who we are, and yet most women are living out of maybe two roles, which comes down to the professional one and the personal one. But there's all that other stuff. There's all the other interests. There's all the other sassy, sensual, sides that have been shoved in a closet, maybe put aside, ignored, said that we're bad. But that's when you hear women saying, I just feel like I'm missing something, right? Yeah. It's like, I feel like, and that's just being completely self-expressed. Right. So that's that third piece.
And so then a lot of people don't even go and look to find what other sides they have to themselves. They just sort of stay rigid in those, like you say, the business and the personal, and they don't think it's okay to go out and just be playful or find those other sides. So that's awesome that you have that in there, finding those and then joining them.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's really about integrating all parts of yourself, right? And it was interesting, just at our mastermind, I did a breakout session and it was so great to connect with the women. And I wasn't surprised because one of the commonalities that I hear and I help women with a lot is really getting comfortable in being seen, particularly being seen like out in the world for single women who are like, okay, I do want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to be out in the world and have like slimy guys, kind of hit on me, but yet I want to meet my guy. So like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Right. And there's that fear of really shining your light and shining and being in your mojo. Right. So that's a very common thing. So, but every single woman has a role that completely gets how to do that. Mm-hmm. But again, if anyone's ever had any trauma or abuse, like that part can very quickly get shoved in a closet because it doesn't feel like a safe place to be.
No.
And of course, women who have not gone through that experience, although unfortunately more women, the majority of women have gone through something like that. It's still a bit nerve-wracking, even in today's modern day life where, if you're a professional woman, you're just supposed to be a professional woman and play with the boys. Yeah. Right. So it's really interesting to help. And it's just an honor to help women to, like, as I say, like fluff themselves up. Right. To really get.
That also has a lot to do with people defining themselves by their jobs too, right? Like you say, it's supposed to be this professional thing. And I know I've been caught up in that for years too, being confused with who I am and what I do. And having this kind of idea, oh, I'm supposed to be this way, or I should, and it's a real drag because it holds you back.
Yeah, for sure. And the fun part with joining with your different roles comes in when you start to become like the DJ of your own life, right? So it's like, oh, okay, right now I need to, do CEO role. But, I'm going to put a little dash of biker chick in for a second, Yeah. And when you're really connected to all of you, you can just, pull that, whatever that is for you up in a moment's notice.
So fun.
And of course, and it's really fun because, when you are in a relationship or dating or whatever, it definitely keeps the dudes on their toes, right? Because they will never be bored. There's lots of different flavors, to play. Yeah. So that's great. Just a fun perk,
Yeah, I love it.
But, you know, and the last part of MOJO, of course, is that final O, which I call the oasis, right? And this is where the feng shui piece comes in. It's about really cultivating and creating an environment that does become an oasis for your success now and where you're going, as opposed to having an oasis, which isn't really an oasis if it's just like from, you know, the past. And, you know, I think actually you asked me the original question, which is, you know, consultations and do I go places and see people. I do still have some clients locally in Los Angeles that I will see in person. But the majority, I would say about almost 90 to 95% of my feng shui consultations are all virtual. So they're all via Skype, which is amazing. And before it got so hip and easy and cool to use, like I would have people send me photographs in the mail, and you know, because I was doing virtual ones before we had all this technology, but it was just a lot clunkier.
Good for you. Yeah, photos in the mail, that would take little bit time consuming.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, again, it's just because I had people on the East Coast and being from New York and all that. And so I love to travel. So I would just cultivate those clients elsewhere.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we on one of the blabs that I did with Marianne Amon, who's also in our mastermind, we actually had someone pop into the seat here and show us his apartment and ask us a few questions. And yeah, I love the technology that we have now, and more people we can touch, more people we can help. Help each other. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that. The MOJO, the mindset, oracle, joining, and then
joining with your roles. Yep.
Yeah, and then oasis. So creating your own space to nurture your MOJO.
Yeah. And, you know, and I think what's so groovy is like anytime you're feeling like disconnected from your MOJO, all you have to do, because you're at the center of those 4 pillars, right? So you're connected to all 4. And so anytime there's a moment where you're like, wow, it's one of those moments where I'm just feeling disconnected from my MOJO. You simply have to go, oh, okay, all right. Like, you know, which pillar is the one that I can go to just easily. Sometimes if there's that feeling of overwhelm, you just go to the one that's easiest for you. So if you're thinking, okay, my headspace is just in the gutter and not in a good way, then it's like, let me get on the mindset train. Like you encourage people to do, which I think is amazing. And I always say, hey, if you literally cannot even think of what to do, go clean the stove, go frickin' like organize your underwear drawer, like just do something, one thing in your environment to get it into a more MOJO-licious space. Yeah. And you'll free up some energy. You will find that your headspace gets more clear. And you open up a doorway somewhere for something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do like to do. I like to open up people's eyes to their environment and how it is affecting them. And oh, guess what? We got Tim here. I'm gonna let Tim on.
Right on.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. Where is he?
There you go. I love that one. That was just what you just said, Deborah, was so precious. Go do one little thing, all right? And I love that you went as small as you rearrange your underwear drawer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you are so right. If I just go through and clean one section off of the desk, how much that makes a difference in our world. And I realize you help women, but I mean, as a guy, that is so true. Do it.
Totally. Yeah. You guys can go clean your underwear drawer too.
What's an underwear drawer?
Or do you just leave them all laying all over the floor?
Well, okay. In your case, it'll be sock drawer. Okay.
Okay. Now we're talking a term I understand. Okay.
I know you wear boots.
Yeah. Or organize your boots in your cupboard.
Yep.
You probably have more than one pair.
Yeah.
I have just a few.
Or just organize your motorcycles.
I only have one of them. My wife has one and I have one. That's it.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's classic.
Marianne came in and popped back out. She doesn't like you guys? Marianne.
Marianne's there.
It's a good, I saw she popped in and came out. Good thing, here's another great thing to remember, like never take things personally. That's I constantly have to teach myself that lesson.
Right.
Marianne runs away from me. That's what it is. It's me. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, should we kick Tim out? No, kidding.
I think she's here. It says I guess, I don't know where she
joined, but I watched up top. I can tell you the little secrets. She came in and went right back out.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay. I saw that.
Something pressing must have come up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how long you were listening for. You were listening for a little bit, Tim. But anyway, you know that Deborah has this awesome book, Find Your Me Spot. Mm-hmm. Did you buy it for your wife?
I didn't buy it. I didn't get copies of books of you at last event.
Didn't get.
I got it. My bad. I should have gotten you a copy of your book from you.
Oh, I thought you had it because I know I've been on your show.
Yeah. So no, I kind of spied to get what I had to get.
We'll have to remedy that.
Yeah. Well, it's an awesome book, and you have an event coming up too, right, Deborah?
I do. Yeah. And if anyone's watching the replay here, I would love to show. Let's see. Look, I wrote down this URL. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Move it over a bit.
Can we see it?
Yeah.
Wait, which way am I going?
There. Can see it now.
So this is actually, it's a free webinar, tinyurl.com/MOJO MHH-TW. Right?
Perfect.
This way. Okay.
So I'm actually typing M.
Oh,
H.
Yeah, MOJO MHH-TW.
Okay.
I'm not. Thank you so much.
I just put it down in the chat box.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm not sure if it has to be capitalized. Does that matter on tiny URLs?
No, that went right to it. What I typed down in there in your chat box it's right there. If you click on that link down below, that'll take you right to it.
Cool. So that actually it's a free webinar that's happening on the 1st, which is actually next Monday, and it's all about the year of the fire monkey. Right. So I normally on the first Monday of every month, I host something called MOJO Monday Happy Hour, which is an open Q&A call. It's a women's circle. So sorry, Tim, not for you.
Oh, wow.
But
I'll send women there for you, though.
Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's this, free monthly online event and, that I host. And we're doing a special edition because the Chinese New Year starts on February 8th, the following week. And I've been doing a webinar every year to talk about the upcoming year and what people can do and how you can prepare and the certain rituals that you can actually do on Chinese New Year's Eve to really welcome the new animal, the energy, and get your home and your environment on board for the collective energy that's already going to be coming at you, whether you like it or not, right?
Yeah.
So, so that's what
I want to get in on that.
Sure. I would love for you to be there. So,
did you say you do the calls? Did you say it was a weekly call that you do as well?
No. So it's a monthly. So it's the first Monday of every month. I'm always hosting this event, MOJO Monday Happy Hour. And so it just so happened that next Monday is the first Monday of the month. So we're doing a special edition of it where I'm doing a good 60 minutes of teaching and offering content. Because normally the happy hour is, I just give you a little soundbite of something that I've been thinking about and hopefully, an offering that is helpful to women. And then we spend the bulk of the time just on Q&A with the women that show up. So this is just a special edition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I see one of my Nelson buddies has just joined on. Hi, Kate.
Hey, welcome.
Oh, she's going to hop on. Here we go.
Cool.
So I'm going to hop off. I just wanted to say hi, girls.
Tim, you're
Thanks
love. Bye, sweetie. Good to see you.
Bye.
Okay, where's Kate? I thought she was here. You there, Kate? Well, if she hops on, hopefully she'll pop back on. But I was also going to say that another thing that you talked about in your book was the vision boards, which is something I have I have a free teleclass tomorrow, actually.
Oh, cool.
Where I like to add the Bagua map to the vision board so that you can place things so specifically in the different areas of your vision board, again, with more power and intention towards your goals. So really specific goals in specific places. And so that's at my website, thebeautifullivingcoach.com. And so if anybody wants to check that out, that's going to be tomorrow. And it's a free teleclass.
So I want to type this in here. So what is it? Is that
It's thebeautifullivingcoach.com.
Okay. I think that is so awesome because, you know, the power of vision boards obviously is huge. And it's funny, you know, we just did them, right?
Yeah.
And I was kind of off, you know, the whole vision board thing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I typed that in right.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I was kind of off them for a while. And it was great to get back into it at this most recent mastermind. But yeah, I loved that you shared and you brought that information and you teach bringing the Bagua map to doing a vision board, because it really, I think a lot of people, not a lot, but some people who don't necessarily feel comfortable doing vision boards or think like, you know, how's it really going to help? Anytime you can give some structure and you can give a plan for how to do anything, right? Including a vision board, it just lets it be more effective, right? So I think it's so cool what you're doing.
Thank you. And yeah, because I definitely am talking about environments with people. So the environment of your desktop, the environment of your office, the environment, your bedroom, your house, your yard, and even your vision board. So just creating environments that really support the life that you want to create for yourself, your vision, and your goals.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Awesome. It's going to be great.
Yeah, thanks. And I thought maybe you had another workshop as well, but you've definitely got
I do. I've got, I have my 2.5-day Rock Your Mojo Women's Weekend event. And
that's what it was,
yeah. So that's coming up in April. It's here in Los Angeles.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's actually going to be really great. And for anybody who joins the free webinar on Monday about, you know, to get the info about the new year, I have a really, really unbelievable bonus if for people if they choose to join for the Women's Weekend. Yeah, I'm going to give some really juicy shiznit, and then I'm going to announce that on the webinar Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to get on that webinar.
Good.
And find out more about how I can add some more power to my 2016. Like you say, when the Chinese New Year, when it changes over on the 8th. And we're right in the fire monkey. Yeah, I want to be prepared.
It's
best year ever.
We're gonna need to, you know, so you gotta kind of like strap in or just, you know, you gotta get your mojo going on this year, right, to really keep up, because the fire monkey is definitely requires that.
So what's your Chinese zodiac sign? What are you?
I'm a pig.
Oh, you're a pig.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What about you?
I'm a dragon.
Lucky pig.
Yeah.
That's a
the gluttonous pig.
But you're
you just go with the
that's
lucky.
Not you.
Just go with the lucky.
Yeah, there's lucky, but look, I am a foodie at heart. So gluten-free doesn't stop me from being a foodie.
No, there's lots of amazing.
I love to eat. Love it. Yeah, which is also, you know, and that's one of the things that I you know, talk about also in the book, right? Which are all, because it's using your senses. So the sense of taste to me is like amazing. And then of course that goes hand in hand with the sense of smell, right? Because the smells of certain foods is just like completely mind-bogglingly amazing.
Right.
Yeah. And so
they're all triggers, right? These things are all triggers.
Yeah, well, they can be. They're you know, it's stimulus. So we're interacting with our lives through our senses 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the way we actually download information. And most of it, you know, we can't even process. It just like goes right into the subconscious, and it's just there. And sometimes it comes in and out, but you know, it's what we are experiencing. And so when we experience life and we do get all of that input, which is through our senses, we have a physiological, psychological, emotional reaction, and it affects our neurobiology. And so if you really want to start to shift your thinking, and if you want to shift your subconscious, right, you have to use your senses consciously, which is why I did write the book, because all those exercises are simple ways to support you in using your senses consciously in order to awaken them so you can be more proactive in your life in achieving what you want, instead of having life just come at you. You can now be the cause instead of at cause.
I love that. That sounds so perfect. And you said that so well. So where can somebody get your book?
Certainly, it's on Amazon, but you can always go to my site, which is my name, Deborah Dash. I was like, so you got to have a little dash of mojo there, Deborah-Kagan.com. And there's a tab where you can grab my book. And it comes in all different, it's in an ebook format and paperback. So whatever makes you happy.
Okay, well, awesome. Well, I hope lots of people go and get your book, and I'm really happy that I have it. I'm going to finish reading it, and yeah.
Enjoy it. Well, and look, here's the thing is I always say I love, and thank you so much for having me on. It's just awesome. You're helping me to appreciate this platform, because I've been, are we blabbing? Do we not blab? I don't know. But,
yeah. I think it's fun. I think it's fun because I just love having a conversation and just, let's just talk about what each other does and promote each other. And it's easy. It's not too formal.
Yeah. It's very cool. But the thing that I want to say, because I know this is being recorded and other people are going to see it, at some point. And here's the thing. We all read books, and a lot of times it's great to read books to just get information, to be in the headspace of certain information. But the fact of the matter is, transformation ain't going to happen unless you take action. Right?
Yeah.
So one of my Kaganisms, as we call it, is awareness without action is just mental masturbation. Right? So might feel good. Might feel good for a little minute. Yeah. But if you want to make a baby or create something, you gotta get in there and take some action.
Too bad Tim missed that one. He would have liked that.
Yeah. So
well, that's great.
It's really important to do that. And again, it doesn't have to be complicated, right? Mm-hmm. I'm the queen. I totally admit it. I'm the queen of attempting to complicate things. So I have to constantly remind myself, hey, it doesn't have to be that complicated. Just take one step towards where you're going. And then what will happen is the next one will arrive, right? You'll go, oh, okay, I do this now. And then I do this. And then I do this. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think if people jump on your webinar and find out how they can kind of power up their year, and jump on my teleclass and find out how they can add some power to their vision boards and achieve their goals, I think it's going to be awesome.
That is the way to take some serious action and really, really make some good, powerful shifts. And so I say, do it.
Well, I'll be on your webinar, and thanks for coming on with me today. And we'll do this again another time. And have a great rest of the day.
So good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you, and we'll see you soon.
Stay warm, you guys.
Okay, thanks.
Nice to hear you.
Bye.
Bye.